We will tear through this show with ease as we celebrate Cardinal sports with you all. So get on that favorite dance card. What a dork. And we know, as always, you will flip for this one. Sports Night is next.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Sports Night. I'm Joe Young.
And I'm Howie Shapiro, and yes, I am a dork.
It's been a couple of weeks since we did the preview. It was kind of hard to get, with all the schedules, get a show in before now, but everybody in action now,
Yep.
A lot of stuff to cover.
We're getting into it, and the most exciting part for me is I actually get a football read tonight. So I'm excited.
It doesn't happen very
Not
often
but
in the last 15 to 20 years,
Yep.
but tonight Howie gets to talk football.
Yes.
We will start, though, with the season opener. They got off to a great start. 2 home games, 2 tough-fought wins, and their season rolling in the right direction. Cardinals opened the season hosting Chaska on Thursday the 30th. After losing to the Hawks in overtime last year, the CR squad got its revenge with a dominant display of defense that kept Chaska off the scoreboard. Cardinals flying onto the field, pumped to have the home crowd behind them to start the schedule. Hawks starting to move the ball in the first, Plesky running up the middle. Miles Taylor able to rip the ball away, bounces right to Marshall Holland. First of 5 turnovers forced by the Cardinals. Second quarter, Chaska stuck deep in their own end. Sean Smith looking right side. Ryan Corey, a great play to get up and get the pick, and he turns it right back downfield. Start of an amazing debut for the junior sets the Cardinals up with 1st and goal. Offense not able to punch it in, but Andrew Findlay starts the scoring with a 28-yard field goal. And then on his ensuing kickoff, Hawks thinking it's going out of bounds, but it takes Cardinals hop Darius Carlene, the one to finally control the bouncing ball. Cardinals get it back on the 22-yard line. Cardinals attack through the air. Jake Van Holzen looking to his right, hooks up with Jordan Nolan for a nice gain. Then Van Holzen looking to throw again. This time he finds Avant Shannon behind the defender, makes the catch right at the back line, ruled inbounds for a 13-yard touchdown, blocked extra point, meant a 9-0 lead. Avant Shannon getting it done on both sides of the ball. He had 2 catches for 20 yards, led the defense with 8 tackles and 2 sacks. Second half defined by 2 huge defensive plays, both come courtesy of Ryan Corey. Forced a fumble, then late in the game, 3rd and goal for Chaska. Smith flushed from the pocket, and Corey steps up to get his 2nd pick of the game right at the goal line, and that sealed the shutout for the home team. Celebration begins on the home turf. Best way to start the season with a win in front of your own fans.
Yeah, it's always nice to start with a shutout. Was it the prettiest of wins? We talked about it. No, it wasn't. But you know what? You hold a pretty good ball club in Chaska down and don't let them in the end zone. Don't put any points on the board. I like that.
Yeah, absolutely. There was a lot of good. There was a lot to be concerned about. They got a couple of calls that certainly went in their favor.
They did. It happens.
That definitely helped. But the most important thing, they got the W.
They did. No question about that. Well, no matter how it happened, the Cardinals were 1-0, looking to keep the momentum going when they welcomed Forest Lake to the complex last Friday. The Rangers were also 1-0 after beating the Wolfpack from Park of Cottage Grove in the opener. Coon Rapids outlasted Forest Lake in a defensive struggle last year, and this game turned out much the same way. Both teams struggled to get their offenses going early, but the Cardinals started moving late in the first quarter. Jake Van Holzen airing it out down the right side. Marshall Holland lays out to make a great catch, 25-yard gain, and sets the Cards up deep in Ranger territory. That leads to the opening score. Miles Taylor bullying his way from the one to get Coon Rapids on the board first. Move to the second quarter. Cardinals near midfield. They go to Taylor again. He had a big night with 98 yards rushing and just over 100 yards in total offense. He's going to finish the drive as well. This time, cutting off left tackle and diving for the stripe for the 8-yard score. That put Coon Rapids up 14-0, just under 3 minutes left in the half. That turned out to be enough for Forest Lake, however, thanks to their biggest play of the game. On 3rd and 10, Smith steps up, finds Austin Burgum running free behind the defense. He finally tracked down by Shai Williams, but a 64-yard gain gets them to the Cardinals' 11. They're going to punch it in the final seconds. Troy Plesky wiggling his way to the end zone. From the one, still Cards up 14-6 at the half. Well, the Rangers are going to carry the momentum into the third. Opening drive, Plesky goes left, breaks free. He'll pick up 47 yards on this carry and has the Rangers knocking on the door once more. Well, Plesky's listed at just 5'7", 165, but he's slippery. He finds his way to the end zone again, this time for the 11-yard score. The Cardinals' lead is down to 2. Forest Lake turnover coming up sets the Cardinals up with great field position late in the third, and they take advantage immediately. First play, Van Hulsen to Marshall Holland, almost too easy on this one, a 21-yard score. Cards lead back to 21-12. Rangers strike again midway through the fourth. Plesky running to the paint again. His third score of the game, and it's a 2-point lead once more. Forest Lake threatening in the final minute, but held the fourth down. Smith's pass for Tristan Cordy, too much air under it. The Cardinals hold on for another nail-biter of a win. 21-19 was the final.
Yeah, breathing a huge sigh of relief. Again, some good stuff, but some really bad stuff. 1 for 10 on third down.
Yeah, not good.
And way too many penalties. Their first score, Cardinals had them held 4th and 12 from the 13, back-to-back. Encroachment penalties allowed them to punch that one in before halftime. And then on their opening drive of the third quarter, they had them held at 3rd and 6 from about the 40 and had back-to-back personal fouls that set them up 1st and goal at the 10. So good to get the W.
It is always good to get the W.
But again, a lot of stuff they want to do better if they want to continue to be successful.
I stopped by practice quickly this afternoon and talked to Coach Edwards, and he said, you know, we have some things to clean up. And I said to him, yeah, it's better that you're cleaning things up at 2-0 than 0-2. And he totally agreed. He said, but we're going to clean these things up and continue to move forward.
Well, they hit the road for the first time this week, but their next couple of games, definitely winnable games for the Cardinals. Could easily get to the midway point of the season with a perfect record if they keep things going. They're at Park Center on Friday, and then they travel to Irondale next Friday, the 21st. No give-me's ever.
No, ever.
But definitely the Cardinals, if they can clean up the things and get the other things going, the good things continue to go well. I like their prospects the next couple of weeks.
I do as well.
Tennis team has been very busy. A lot to talk about. This was back on the 22nd when they beat Monticello 5-2 to get their first win of the season. Grace Hanula getting a win at first singles. Samet got the win at third singles, and Biscaylo got the win in 3 sets at fourth singles. Then on the 23rd, they followed it up with their second win, beating St. Michael 4-3. Biscaylo got the win at fourth singles, and then all 3 doubles teams able to get victories for the Cardinals. Nelson and Newton at first, Schrader and Everhart at second, and Hinn and Georgie at third doubles. Then on the 28th, the Cardinals losing to conference rival Totino Grace 6-1. Biscaylo got the lone victory for the Cardinals. Couple of close losses in there, but a 6-1 loss overall for the Cardinals. Same scenario on Thursday the 30th when they faced off against Centennial. Lost to the Cougars 6-1. Ellen Everhart getting the lone win for the Cardinals at first singles. Coming back after a first set loss to win 4-6, 6-1, 10-8. Then on Wednesday the 5th, the Cardinals got a win in conference play, beating the Anoka Tornadoes 5-2. Biscaylo with a victory at third singles, Murillo with a win at fourth singles, and then they sweep the doubles competition. And then the Cardinals followed it up on Thursday last week, beating Spring Lake Park by a 6-1 score. There you see some of the winners at least, and most importantly, they get that record back to 4-6. So creeping back to 500 after a little bit of a slow start.
Well, after losing back-to-back matches 6-1 to come back and win 2 in a row, that really helps your confidence in, as you mentioned, getting that record back in the right direction.
Well, and they've got a lot more tennis to play before the season's over. They're on the road at Park Center on Thursday, so kind of a light week for the Cardinals this week, with that being their only contest, and then they host the Blaine Bengals next Monday. Volleyball team opened its schedule a week before the start of school, traveling to the same gym where they ended last year, getting swept out of the first round of the playoffs. Cardinals feeling confident coming into year 2 under Coach John Enns. They were hoping for a strong start, but the Wayzata Trojans just had too many weapons for Coon Rapids to keep pace. First set, Cardinals right in this one. Good turn on the serve, setting up the attack for Emma Wright from the left side. She gets kill. Coon Rapids has the lead 5-4. But Wayzata responds by going on a big run. Quick side out right here, finished off by Elizabeth Helmich. A 15-3 run for the Trojans on their way to a 25-9 win. Cardinals get off to a great start in the second. Julia Galicia serving up the ace as Coon Rapids jumps out to the 7-0 lead. Trojans, though, able to scratch and claw their way back into this one. Cardinals didn't make it easy. Great net play by Coon Rapids on this point. A couple of blocks, but eventually the Trojans are able to win the battle and put the ball to the floor. That point tied it at 17. Trojans go on to the 25-20 win. Cardinals fighting for their lives in the third. Wayzata, again, just too much. They go back to Helmich on the right side. She gets the kill. Trojans complete the sweep with a 25-18 win. And Howie, if you remember when we saw them in the playoffs at Wayzata last year, we talked about how many different girls they had, how many different ways they could attack, and how incredibly young they are. So this is a team in Wayzata that is really poised to be very dangerous.
Yeah, they were awfully good then, and with a year of experience under their belts, they certainly obviously gave Coon Rapids all they can handle.
Well, the Cardinals fortunate to bounce right back, get their first win of the year, even their record up when they beat Chisago Lakes 3-2. That was on Thursday the 30th. Emma Wright leading the way with 10 kills. Becca Masteller also had 10 kills. Peyton Shevchuk leading the defense with 18 digs. And Galicia had 16 assists for the Cardinals. Last week, just one game, the Cardinals lose 3-0 to conference rival Blaine. There you see the set scores. They lost 25-17, 25-20, and 25-20. Alex Wright leading the defense that time with 15 digs. They host Centennial on Thursday, and Howie?
We'll be there. I'm looking forward to seeing that squad. It should be a lot of fun. So this Thursday, make sure everybody comes out.
Then they are at St. Louis Park on Monday. Swimming and diving team started its season with the annual Northwest Suburban Conference Relays. They did very well. This is not the graphic, but they finished in 5th place. Yes. Felt they saw a lot of very good things from their team in that already every time she touches the pool, Megan Schultz eking her way up the school record books.
Very talented.
But Coach Doug Donaldson was raving about them after their first event. A 5th place finish, right in the middle of the pack for the Northwest Suburban, and competing better than they had in years past. And that's kind of the story of their first 2 meets as well. They did lose their first 2 meets, but they've competed better. Against Blaine, they lost 95-83. The 200 medley relay team in under 2 minutes for the first meet of the season. That's very impressive. Megan Schultz, no surprise to see her taking first place finishes. Tamala King, 2nd place in both the 100 and 200 free. Ella Hacker was 2nd place in the 200 IM. And Michalowski was 3rd place in the 50 free. And then against Andover, the Cardinals lose 100-81. And again, a couple of first place finishes for Megan Schultz in the 200 IM and the 100 backstroke. Emma Schmidt, first time ever under 6 minutes in the 500 free. And she gets a first place finish for the effort. Tamala King, 2nd place in the 50 free. 2nd place is also for the 200 medley team, again under 2 minutes, even trimmed a little bit more off of their time from the Blaine meet. And Ella Hacker in 2nd place in the 100 fly. Macheski was 3rd place off the board with a 145. And the Cardinals have a tournament coming up on Saturday. They'll be at Spring Lake Park for the Panther Invitational, and then they will host Champlin Park next Thursday. Cross-country teams also getting the season going the last couple of weeks. First, the early bird, the ABC early bird. That's just the District 10 teams or District 11 teams. It gives them an idea of where they're starting. Cardinals boys right in the middle of the pack at 3rd place. Reed Smith led the way with a 9th place finish. Logan Rotzine was 14th. Martinek was 15th. Jorgensen 18th. And Andre Kemboy finishing in 20th place. Kemboy, just a sophomore. Not a bad baseball player either, but he'll be running track. He was one of my boys this summer, and I really enjoyed him. Girls cross-country team finished in 5th place at the ABC Invite. Sarah Eichstad had the best time in 16th place. Hoagland was in 18th. Abby Ellenbecker 26th. Rebecca Weimholt in 30th. And Jenkins finished in 32nd. Then last Thursday, they were at the Bauman-Roven Invite. And this is a much bigger event. This is like a 16 or 18 team event. So gives them an opportunity to see some of the better teams, not only in the area, but from throughout the state of Minnesota. Cardinals boys finished in 14th place. Reed Smith was the top finisher. Kemboy finished 85th for the second Cardinal to cross the line. Jorgensen in 92nd. O'Neill 103rd and Martinek in 109th. The girls also finished in 14th place. Sarah Eichstad, the best finish for a Cardinal in the Bauman-Roven Invite with a 53rd place finish. Issa Hoagland was in 67th, Weimholt 93rd, Ellenbecker 94th, and Jenkins 95th. That next bunch came in a group, which is great, but they want to see those times improve. But it's not how you start.
It's how you finish.
And there's still a lot to
yes,
go. They'll
is.
be in Lakeville on Saturday for the Applejack Invite, and then the Malacca Mega Meet on Saturday, the 22nd.
It's one of my favorite invites, by the way, the Applejack.
The Applejack?
One of my favorites.
You're a big fan of
Applejack.
Applejack.
I'm a big fan. I am.
Of course you are. Well, boys soccer team opened its season on the 23rd of August, way back when, just after we shot the preview show. And this is not the start they wanted. They lost to St. Thomas Academy 5-0. The Cadets, definitely a strong team, but not exactly the start that Coach Armando Oster was hoping in his coaching debut.
Well, definitely not. Well, the Cardinals are hoping for a better showing when they hosted conference rival Elk River in their home opener on Tuesday the 28th. Coon Rapids won the meeting with the Elks last year, but that was two very different teams. The Cardinals now under new head coach Armando Oster. The Elks struggled with a very young squad last year and were looking to start their season on a high note. Elks get a bounce early on, attacking down the left. Amos Gabori spins and shoots, goes off the Cardinal defender and into the net. Elk River on the board in the 9th minute. Turned out to be their only shot on goal in the first half. Coon Rapids going to control the action in the first. Laram slips this one to Amir Begic. He gets off a great shot with the left foot, but the keeper makes a diving save. Cardinals able to cash in on the corner, though. Dimitri Tkach sends it through the back post. Jackson the Greet heads it out front. Moses Medimba right there to put it home, even the score midway through the first. Pretty set up there. Action a little more back and forth in the second. Gabori will take a shot from a long way out. Tweedy has to dive to make the save, but able to punch it wide. Coon Rapids with a free kick. Thomas Menner will go direct. The Elks keeper able to get enough to punch it up and out. Play were still even. We're under 5 minutes left. The Elk River free kick. They send it to the front. Cardinals stop it, but they can't clear it. Pavel Sturchuk punch it home. Turns out to be the game winner. Cardinals fall to 0-2 with the 2-1 loss.
Yeah, it was an interesting change at halftime.
Yep.
The Cardinals really did control and keep Elk River bottled up through most of the first half, and Elk River just came out a little more aggressive with a little more speed in the second and kept the Cardinals on their heels for most of the game. And unfortunately, once they got that goal, it was just too late for the Cardinals to try and respond. Cardinals facing a very good Park Center team in their second conference game of the year. That was on Thursday the 30th. They lose that, or Saturday the 30th. They lose that one to Park Center 5-2. Dimitri Tkach and Abdiza Koji had the goals for the Cardinals. Well, the Cardinals hit the road last Tuesday to take on Conference and District 11 rival Anoka. Both teams still looking for their first win. Coon Rapids was 0-3. The Tornadoes were 0-2-1. Both were hungry for the taste of victory and knew they would have to battle the elements as well as their opponents if they were to get a win. It was a steady soaking rain all game long, but the Cardinals start the scoring in the second minute. Dimitri Tkach plays it to Almir Begic. Just fires it toward the net. Keeper got a piece, but can't keep it out of the net. Anoka has the answer midway through the first. Great cross in front. Tornadoes have the numbers down there. Jalen Alquist finishes it off. We have a tie game going to the break. Both teams pushing in the second. Great chance for Anoka off the turnover. Fernandez with a laser toward the net. Tweedy punches it up and over and out of play. Coon Rapids coming back. They've got the numbers on the attacking run. Begic crosses to Abdisa Koji. He just redirects it into the net. Koji shows you how you celebrate a goal with a little dancing in the rain. But this one was far from over. 3 minutes later, Tornadoes with good pressure, cleared toward the corner. Wyatt Baxley serves it back out front. Alquist gets position, heads it to the back of the net. His second of the game. We're tied once more. Cardinals answer right back again. Leram's pass misplayed by the defender. That gets Begic in alone on the break. He nets his second of the night. Turns out to be the game winner. Cardinals get a monkey off their back with a 3-2 victory.
It was a fun game. Obviously, it was in the rain, obviously back and forth, but it was nice to see Coon Rapids come out and get that third goal and hold on to get the win, because you're on the road and you're learning a new system, and nice to get that victory.
Well, you know, with the loss of their all-conference forward,
yep,
they were kind of wondering, but not really, who might take up the reins. We saw quite a bit of Elmir Begic last year, and the things that he can do with the ball, the speed he has, the possession, the footwork.
Yeah, very good soccer player.
But boy, is he really just jumped on it in his junior year, and decided to try and take this team on his back and help them all the way. Cardinals playing Armstrong on Thursday last week, but they lost that one 2-1 to Armstrong. Negrete had the lone goal. Then on Monday of this week, Cardinals get the 4-2 win over Rogers in overtime. Elmir Begic had 3 goals. Dimitri Tkach had the other. He's rolling them up.
He is.
Rolling them up, and that's the way we like it. Cardinals host Andover on Thursday and Totino Grace on Saturday. So a couple of home games. They got their record back close to 500.
It's a process. It's a learning process. When you have a new coach, and it takes a little time to get things going.
And getting everybody back on the same page as well.
Very, very, very true. Well, the girls' soccer team got to start their season in front of the home crowd, welcoming Elk River on Tuesday, the 28th. The Cardinals are really hoping to make big strides in the second year under Coach Carl Worley. Their Achilles heel, however, is an offense that struggled greatly last year. Only time will tell if they're able to find some more dangerous weapons in 2018. It's the Cardinals' defense that gets tested early. Good possession by the Elks. Ava Johnson able to keep it away from Maddie Kieran. She sends Abby Bashdorf in alone. She chips it past Gallego and gets the scoring started in just the 4th minute of the game. Cardinals not getting a lot of opportunities at the other end. Peyton Taylor trying to weave through defenders. Her shot is headed away out of bounds. It's 1-0 Elk River at the half. Elks trying to start fast again in the second. Johnson gets it behind the defense, works her way right up the doorstep. Gallego shuts her down with a huge save. Taylor leading the Cardinals again. Attack again, able to get just enough room to get off a good shot. Keeper lays out, gets enough to poke it wide and keep Coon Rapids off the board. Well, it stays a 1-goal game until the final 3 minutes. But then the Elks find Cameron Galante on the far side. No chance for Gallegos charging out. That gives Elk River the insurance they needed. They're going to add one more for good measure. Ava Johnson putting her team up by 3 with just under 2 minutes remaining. Cardinals shut out 3-0 in the season opener.
Yeah, just not enough offensive pressure. There were spurts where they did get Elk River down deep in the attacking third and put a little bit of pressure on, but Elk River consistently keeping them away from their net. Elk River did a really nice job in the midfield of stopping up any offensive or any flow for the Cardinals, getting them turned back around, and unfortunately kept them off the board. Cardinals did get on the board in Game 2 on Thursday against Park Center. Unfortunately, so did Park Center. The Pirates beat them 4-2 in that contest. And then on the 31st, on Friday, the Cardinals lost to Rogers by a 6-2 score, sending them into the first week of school desperately wanting a win.
Well, and desperately trying to find some offense, and really it looks like some defense as well.
Well, the schedule didn't get any easier last week when the Cardinals traveled to Anoka to face the Tornadoes on Tuesday. Anoka off to a bit of a slow start at just 1-1-1, but they were coming off their first win and looking to start a streak. Cardinals certainly concerned with just 4 goals in 3 games. they knew they would need to get the offense going to weather the storm against the Tornadoes. Anoka playing on their home field, and the rainy conditions didn't slow the Tornadoes one bit. Maddie Meshuga turning on the Jets, blowing past the Cardinals defenders and finishing with a strong shot past Gallegos. Anoka on the board in the 13th minute. Free kick just a couple of minutes later, Aiden Sr. lofts it over the Cardinals defense. Sarah Stang there all alone to redirect it past Gallegos. Tornadoes have the winds at their back. And they just keep coming. Senior feeding it ahead. Speed kills. Mary Pelkola outracing the defenders, slipping it home. That made it 3-0 after the first half. And they just keep pounding away in the second. Stang set up on a one-on-one opportunity. And she works her way around the defender, then beats the keeper back to the near side. That was the second for Stang. She finished with a hat trick as the Tornadoes blow the Cardinals away. 7-0 the final in that one.
That was a tough one. There really, Coon Rapids
20 goals allowed in 4 games.
It's a tough way to start the season, and they'll have to find out some sort of an answer. And that was a tough one. Losing 7-0, you really don't get in the flow of the game at all, and not being able to put a ball in the net. Really, I know Coach Worley says this is something we have to cure soon if we're going to continue to try and strive forward.
Well, on Thursday, they played Armstrong, and they didn't lose.
That's a
Fortunately, they didn't win, but they only gave up 1. Yep. They scored 1. They settled for a tie, and their record stands at 0-4-1 coming into this week. And again, they too have a couple of home games with Andover coming into town on Thursday, and then hosting Totino Grace on Saturday. But yeah, the concerns are multifaceted for Coach Worley. You got not enough offense, and the defense has not been as strong as you would like to start the season. Yeah,
and so, I mean, he's a good coach. He's going to have to try and figure some things out. And again, this is the second year of his program, and the girls are trying to learn what he wants them to do, and they have to be able to practice well and then produce on the field.
Yeah, and another scary thing, we saw Gallegos go down with the injured shoulder in the game against Anoka. I heard that their second-string goaltender may also be nicked up a little bit.
Oh.
So they may be bringing up some JV players to play net.
They have no choice.
On Thursday. We have also seen, though, some younger players getting into the mix. They, against Anoka, had 2 freshmen and a sophomore playing in the 3 forward positions, which, while there's going to be a learning curve for those younger players, means good things for the future of the program.
It's not always ideal to bring those younger players in, but you're right, though, because the experience that they're going to gain, you're going to have a little bit of jitters, I'm sure, the first time you're out there, but you're going to be able to grow for the next couple of years. So that's a good thing. Again, not ideal, but they'll make it work.
Well, I'll tell you, I had a lot of jitters coming onto the set tonight for our first full sports night of the fall season.
You did
but
so
we
well.
have it. We have it under our belts, and the season rolls on. We've got volleyball for you on Thursday, live at 7 o'clock from the Roger E. Carlson Fieldhouse as the Cardinals host the Centennial Cougars. And then we take the football show on the road for the first time this year, live from Park Center at 7 o'clock on Friday night. And then we get to see the boys and girls soccer teams again on Monday next week as they host, or they're at the Blaine Bengals. But that's going to do it for this edition of Sports Night. I want to thank everybody out for joining us to continue to support everything we do here at CTN. For the entire crew, including Howie Shapiro and Eric Strauss, the master behind the lens, I'm Joe Young saying goodnight.